Hi, I'm Reese Malcolm and this is my screencast on sports nutrition. First thing to go through is our bodies need 7 vital nutrients just to live our everyday life. And these 7 nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water and fibre. As you can see here, there are 3 macronutrients, which include carbohydrates, fats and proteins, and then there are 2 micronutrients, which are the vitamins and minerals. The first one I'm going to start off with is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates should make up about 50 to 60% of our diets. Athletes that work at a high intensity or a moderate to high intensity require maybe even up to 70% of their diets to be carbohydrates. 1 gram of carbohydrate gives us or is equal to 4 kilocalories. Carbohydrates' main role is to supply the body with energy. This is quite a slow release of energy compared to other energy resources. Before use, it is converted into glucose, and before it is stored as glucose, stored glucose is called glycogen. There are 2 types of carbohydrates, simple and complex. The first one, simple carbohydrates. These are known as monosaccharides or disaccharides. These include fructose, glucose, lactose and sucrose. All of the difference between them to just them are fructose and glucose has that single bond. It doesn't have a bond at all, it's just a single molecule, and lactose and sucrose just has 1 bond between the 2 of them. Then you've got complex carbohydrates, which are known as polysaccharides. These have multiple bonds between them. Both of these satisfy the carbohydrate needs of the body. However, complex carbohydrates more fill-in due to nutrient density, i.e. they contain fibre. We store these excess carbohydrates as fat in the body's adipose tissue. This table here shows you where these glycogen stores can be found. The most glycogen can be found in our muscles. 100 grams can be found in our liver, and about 15 to 20 grams can be found in our blood. Examples of these simple and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are more sweet and sort of like junk, most people would say. As you can see there, fizzy drinks, sweets, sports drinks, all of these are associated with a lot of sugar. And then you have complex, which are your more stereotypical carbohydrates, which you get taught about when you're younger. Your obvious bread, pasta, cereals. These are all obvious carbohydrates, and these are complex carbohydrates. Then we go on to fats. This is the second type of nutrient that we vitally need. There are 3 classifications of fat. The first one is saturated fat. This saturated fat just is quite often seen in supermarkets and stuff like that. It's quite common type of fat. And then the other 2, polyunsaturated fat. These are sort of like quite a lot of oils are polyunsaturated fats. And then you've got monounsaturated fats, which I will go into some of the examples in a minute. Our fat intake overall should be between 30 and 35%. Saturated fat should be 11%, monounsaturated 13%, and polyunsaturated 6.5%. The big difference between fat and the other nutrients is that 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 kilocalories. Here we go, here are the examples from the fat classifications. Saturated fats, as you can see, are almost like pudding-y things apart from the fatty meat and the meat pies. And then the monounsaturated are the oils, olive oil, olive oil spreads, peanut butter. There's 3 things there that are peanuts. They're obviously quite well known for being monounsaturated. And then the polyunsaturated also has quite a few oils in the sunflower oil and the soya oil. And then the low fat spreads is what makes it different to saturated fats. The third nutrient that we need to talk about is protein. The main role of protein is for growth and repair of our muscles. It's a secondary energy source, which is obviously vital because we need energy all the time. We require around 15% of our diet to consist of protein overall. 1 gram of protein is equal to 4 kilocalories, just like carbohydrates are. Protein is actually made up of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids altogether, and the body does require all 20. 8 of these are essential and 12 are non-essential. However, like I said, we do need all 20. Foods that contain all 20 amino acids are known as complete proteins. Examples, the complete proteins are sort of what everyone thinks a protein is. Your meats, your poultries, fish, eggs, everyone would probably say those are high in protein. Whereas incomplete proteins, incomplete protein foods are sort of going back to the obvious carbohydrates, actually don't have all the amino acids that are essential. Bread, rice, pasta, all of these are incomplete. Then we go on to the two micronutrients, which are the vitamins and minerals. There are 2 types of vitamins. These are mainly found in fatty foods, all such as vegetable oils, milk, dairy, and stuff like that. Then you've got water-soluble vitamins. These are not only stored in the body, so you need to have these more frequently, where we urinate these out. Minerals are necessary for 3 main reasons: building strong bones and teeth, controlling body fluids inside and outside cells, turning the food you eat into the energy we need. Just more on the 2 types of vitamins really. Fat-soluble vitamins are stored in the adipose tissue, and the water-soluble vitamins can be excreted through urine. That's why we need them more often, really. There are many different types of vitamins. Here are the 6 main ones. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. People say you need vitamin A for good sight, which is true, and it's also good for healthy skin. Like I said, people say it's good for sight. That's why they say if you eat lots of carrots, then you can see in the dark, often said to younger children. This isn't necessarily true, but all it is a good source of vitamin A. Also, it can be found in dark green vegetables. You know if you're not getting enough vitamin A if you've got quite dry, rough skin and you've got reduced sight at night. An example, sort of like I said, with carrots and young children. Vitamin B is a water-soluble vitamin. Its main function is for energy production and can be found in meat, milk and vegetables. You know if you're not getting enough vitamin B where you have a loss of appetite and muscle cramps. Vitamin C is also a water-soluble vitamin. It helps to keep the immune system healthy and efficient. Sources include fruit, main one there is oranges. If you're not getting enough vitamin C, your gums start to bleed and you're developing scurvy. Vitamin D is the next one. This is a fat-soluble vitamin. This strengthens bones and assists with muscle contractions. Main source being the sun. This could give you enough on its own, really, but you can still get vitamin D from egg yolk and liver. Weak bones is a deficiency from vitamin D. Vitamin E is also a fat-soluble vitamin. It protects cell walls and can be found in nuts and seeds. You will have nerve abnormalities if you have a deficiency in vitamin E. Next vitamin is vitamin K. It is a fat-soluble vitamin. and it assists in blood clotting. This can be found in milk and cabbage. A deficiency of it is defective blood clotting. Then we have two types of minerals, and we're different examples of minerals. The first example of minerals is zinc. Its type is trace. It assists in carbon dioxide transport, which is crucial so we can use our muscles effectively. It can be found in cheese, and you will have a reduced respiration if you're not getting enough zinc, where we cannot get enough carbon dioxide out of our body. Next one is calcium. This is a macro mineral used to keep bones healthy and for bone formation, and really to help with muscle contraction and the sliding filament theory really. Its main source is milk, which almost anyone knows, and different dairy products. If we're not getting enough calcium, we will develop weak bones, weak joints, and we'll have a loss of muscle contraction. Potassium is where we can get some as a type of mineral. It is a macro mineral and helps with the function of nerve impulses. It can be found in bananas, and if we have a deficiency in potassium, we will have reduced coordination. Sodium is also a macro mineral. This helps with our water balance, making sure we've got enough water really to help keep us hydrated. And we can find this in table salt, which is quite high in sodium. You will know if you're not getting enough sodium where you feel quite dehydrated, other than the fact that you need lots of water to stay hydrated as well. Another type of mineral, magnesium. This is a trace mineral. This helps with our reproductive functions and can be found in peanuts and kidneys. If we're not getting enough of it, it's quite simple. We just have a reproduction failure and we will not be able to reproduce. Iron is probably the next thing we need most of for a mineral. This is a trace mineral and helps with the formation of hemoglobin. This can be found, main source is eggs, but it can also be found in the liver. If we're not getting enough iron, then we will develop anemia. The next thing we go on to is the digestive system. There are two types of digestion, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion, this is what happens in your mouth. This is what you control, which we all know about. And then chemical digestion is what we can't control, and this happens in our stomach. There are three roles of the digestive system. First one is the most obvious, digestion. This is the breakdown of big things into small things so it can go through our body healthily. The second one is absorption. This is the process of uptaking what we need from our foods, getting all the vital nutrients that we need. Then you have excretion, which is the removal of any waste products from the food that we eat. This is important so it doesn't stay in our bodies, and because that would be quite unhealthy.